Yeah. Hello, everyone, and I want to say Happy New Year to you. Uh, this is the year 2021, and I want to welcome every one of us. Please invite your friends and your loved one to join us. We want to uh, talk about technology in 2021. Happy New Year. This is a new year, and I believe that this is a good uh, year for so many things that are happening in technology space. So I want to just welcome everyone and also try to give us some idea of some of the trends and emerging technologies that are actually shaping industry trends right now. So, and for us is to enlighten you on some of these emerging trends and then help you to be able to understand how to prepare yourself in 2021 for some emerging trends in IT and technology. Now, so the area that I'm focused on today, and I'm going to come back on Wednesday and Friday as well, but the area I'm focusing on today is artificial intelligence, data science, and analytics related discipline. So, generally, before I go in, I want to remind you that we have our AI, data science, and analytics tracks of training that we are doing, which is going to commence, the next batch is going to commence on January 30th, 2021. So that's in just about a month time now. So you please register or tell somebody that you know need to upgrade themselves or to upskill themselves, or somebody that needs to reskill themselves in some of the data related tools that are emerging right now. So this is a training that will equip them to be able to do that. So you can share and let those who are interested know about it. They can go to glomacsinstitute.com and do their registration. So currently now we have early bird registration, which means you will get some discount of about $200 if you register during the early discount period. So early bird discounts continues till Monday, January 11th. So by end of the day Eastern time on January 11th, the early bird registration will be over, and then normal registration continues till January 26th. Then on January 30 is when the class actually starts. So today I want to have a discussion on some top AI, data science, and analytics trends to watch out for in 2021. Some top AI, data science, and machine learning trend, analytics trend to watch out for in 2021. So one thing that last year actually revealed to us is that every organization now becomes an online business. So before, most people do most of their businesses through direct human interaction. But right now, because of COVID, most of organizations have to pivot and go online. And what that means is that the moment we have digital transformation, which is the trend that has actually been accelerated by the advent of COVID, then it means most businesses have now become an online business. In fact, most businesses too have to look for tools to interact with their workers, to facilitate meetings and do all of those things online. So everything is going online right now. Everything is going online, and thanks to COVID, some of the things that we thought would take 3-4 years, they have been accelerated. And the consequence of that is that the data that we have now, there are more data that are being generated than ever before. In fact, the prediction before is that every 5 years the volume of data that we have globally is doubled every 5 years. And what are the things that are increasing that trend? Social media, Internet of Things, and mobile technologies. Those are the key driver of the volume of data that we have in the world. But because of this accelerated digital transformation that is taking place, because so many businesses are now going online, so we are expecting that actually there will be a more acceleration of the amount of data that is generated globally. Because now, since people can no longer have one-on-one connection, most of interactions with businesses, with families, with one another is taking place online. So, and that means one of the trends to watch out for in 2021 is the growing acceleration of the growing number of data that is going to be generated. Okay, so big data will be a very big thing in 2021. Big data is a very big thing in 2021, and that data is not just what you have in terms of structured data. It includes unstructured data, text, video. It includes images, because these have accelerated now in terms of how people are using them to send messages and interact. So any organization that is going to be at the cutting edge of technology, or to be at the forefront of technology, then big data is one of the trends that will dominate in 2021. So that's one of the first things. So big data is going to dominate. And one thing that also means is that adoption of AI, data science, machine learning, and analytics technology is going to also increase. It's going to increase in 2021. So that means people who have skill in these areas, there will be more job opportunity for them. Now, there are some jobs that during COVID, they actually disappear, and that's going to continue. That's going to continue. So because of automation, there are some jobs that are going to disappear, but it will also create some new opportunity, new jobs. So that's why you have to think from a long-term perspective. Where do we see the trend going? Where do we see the trend going in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? What are the things that are likely to happen? And one thing that is at the core of what is happening in terms of digital transformation is that data is at the core of what is happening. So big data is the first thing that I want you to take note. When you are thinking about 2021, big data technology is one of the things that will drive it. Now, the second thing relating to AI and analytics is that there will be increasing trends towards ethics and transparency of AI technology. So because of the big data technology that I first mentioned, because of the increased level of data that is being generated, and not only structured data but unstructured data, one thing that will also happen is that adoption of AI and machine learning and data science is actually increasing. So that's why there are a lot of demands for those skills right now. There are a lot of high-level demands for those skills: analytics skills, data-related skills. Anybody that can bring insight from data, that can make sense of data, is actually going to be in high demand in 2021. So the thing that you then need to also know is that as organizations begin to also adopt artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science, one thing that is also coming in the forefront is data ethics and transparency. data ethics and transparency. Now, because the data, most of the data that are being used in analytics is about people. The data is about people, so it means that we need to actually know how technology is actually using that data. So usually when you do analytics project, you are interacting between the executives and the technical team. So in most cases, the business executives, they have no technical understanding of what goes on. And so they will need more understanding of what goes on behind the hood, what goes on behind the algorithm. So it will not just be a black box that we don't really know what goes on the ground. So there will be a need for more transparency, because that will be the only way to eliminate things like bias that might go on into the algorithm, that might go on into even the model that was also built. So data and machine learning transparency, or AI transparency, is going to be one thing that will also become very, very important, because as we automate and use AI, machine learning, and analytics to make decisions in organizations, then we want to know that that decision is actually representing corporate objectives and is fair, not biased. So that's very important. So ethics and transparency of AI, machine learning, is going to be another thing that I think will be an important trend in organizations and businesses in 2021. Okay, the third trend that will also be very important to know is the trend towards cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, okay, or data security generally. So the thing is that as every organization goes online, then much of their interactions, much of their business transactions are going to be done digitally using different platforms like mobile, web, and so on. So, but what that what that means is that then we have to find a way of protecting, because data now becomes your asset. Data becomes the most valuable asset that organizations have. So maybe data about customers, data about product, data about transactions, and so on. So organizations then need to find a more robust way of protecting people's data, because by the time people's data got hacked or maybe got compromised, then it might spell a lot of danger and issue for the organization. So cybersecurity is one area that I believe that in 2021 will be an important trend to watch in 2021. Cybersecurity is one important trend to watch. So the fourth one that I would think will be one trend to watch in 2021 is the overlap of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. The overlap of IoT and AI, artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. The overlap between artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. So one thing that is also an increasing trend today is that we have sensors and devices that are being integrated into homes, into office environment, and into our surroundings. So over time, as these things begin integrated, so now you have things that are attached to your fridge, that are tracked to all the devices that you have in your homes to sense what goes on in your environment. So all of these things are generating data that are now going to be an integral part of data analysis beyond the conventional data sources that we have. So in overlap of AI and Internet of Things is also another trend that would actually dominate the AI, data science, and analytics space going forward. And the last one that I'm going to share today is the trends towards cloud and machine learning operations. The trend towards cloud and machine learning operation. So currently, most data that many small businesses and organizations have are stored locally. But as we grow, as the number of the size of data that are being generated increases, so what you would discover is that organizations will have to move on into cloud environment. And then with that, what it means is that people who have expertise in the area of cloud technologies, they are going to be in demand, because their job is to be able to provide the infrastructure that organization needs to be able to do their data analysis. So cloud is going to be a very critical technology going forward. So this is an area that is very booming right now. Cloud experts are in high demand, and in addition to that is machine learning operations. So most of the AI product, most of the AI work that has been done in the past have actually been done internally. Many of them are done just to be able to present some analysis to executives, or to advise executives about maybe trends, about reports or whatever for the organization, or to build a model to make predictions for internal decisions. Many of them are not deployed in a production environment. So as we see many of the infrastructure being built right now, scaling up, so one thing that we also begin to see more is AI integration into products. And with that, one area that is actually making that more possible right now is what is called machine learning operation, or MLOps. Machine learning operation. So people who have a background in DevOps, they actually have advantage in being able to understand how to put machine learning into a production environment. So these are some of the trends that I think will dominate the AI, data science, and analytics space in 2021. So let me recap again. Number one is big data, which means that whether we like it or not, there will actually be acceleration in the volume of data that is generated globally. Also, number two, we will see increasing adoption of AI, data, analytics, and machine learning in organizations. So many organizations still have not really understand the full impact of AI and machine learning, but we will see that increased adoption because of the increasing number of data, volume of data that is being generated. The third thing that we'll see in the field is more more demands for ethics and transparency. More demand for ethics and transparency in AI. So, and that will bring to bear a lot of things around data governance. So, which means that organization will need to know what happens behind the hood, because if machine is going to be making some decisions, then they want to know that that decision is right, that decision is fair, and so they want to know how those algorithms, how they work behind the hood. So number 14 is cybersecurity, which means that there will be increasing need for us to have ability to protect people's data and ensure that intruders are not able to hack into the systems. So number 5 is overlap of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. So there will be a lot of sensors and Internet of Things devices that are going to be generating some new sources of data that can go into analytics. So that's one area that we are likely to also see trend, especially now that everybody is going global. All right. And then the last thing that will also be a trend in this field is the integration of cloud and machine learning operations into AI projects. Integration of cloud and machine learning operations into AI projects. So what we will see in 2021 is that more projects that are related to AI, data science, and analytics will be carried out in the cloud environment. And then also, because we have different teams in organizations like operations teams, software engineering teams, and then the AI team. So we will continue to see integration. We will continue to see continued interaction between those teams for AI projects. So that's why we will have a lot of interactions between teams coming together. So that's why if you are a software developer or software engineer, you will probably need to know more about AI and machine learning. And if you are an AI, data science, and machine learning engineer, you also need to know about software engineering, because at the end of the day, the whole thing will start to interact together. So I hope some of these tips helps you to understand some of the trends to watch out for in the field of AI, data science, and analytics. So if you have any question, feel free to put your comment in the chat window. You can also send any of your questions to trainings@glomacsolutions.com. So I would also come back on Wednesday, and I will be talking on something else on Wednesday. Hopefully every two days I will come and then share some tips or trends that are going on in the field with you. On Wednesday I'll be back to also have a live chat with you. Thank you. And before I go, please remember that we have AI, data science, and analytics training, which is meant to equip you and give you all the practical hands-on project that you need to be able to work in the some of these emerging fields. And we have a number of upcoming new classes as well that we'll be announcing. So the one we are starting this January is AI, data science, and analytics tracks, which is for those who are interested in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science, or you are interested in business intelligence and data analysis in organizations. So we have two tracks, track 1 and track 2, depending on what you are looking for, and you can get more detail in glomacsinstitute.com. So the training class starts on January 30, 2021, and our trainings are on Saturday, 4 hours every Saturday, and it's online, so you don't need to be in Canada. You can be anywhere in the world, and you can join us on Saturday. So, and then the registration closing date is January 26, 2021. January 26 is the closing date for registration. And also, to take advantage of early bird registration, you can actually register between now and January 11. If you register by January 11, you get a $200 discount on registration. So all our projects are practical, they are hands-on, and you have a lot of industry projects, about 15 different projects that you are going to be exposed to in the class. So it's a training that is meant to give you all the resources that you need to be able to work in the industry and get your feet at the door. So if you have any question, feel free to ask those questions in there. If you want to clarify anything, also feel free to ask, and I'm going to respond to all your questions. The one that I put in today, then by Wednesday when I come live again, I'm going to answer any questions that you ask. And if there is anything that you want to know in tech or in the field, if you have maybe some doubts about what is going on, you want clarification, feel free to ask as well, so that when I come live, I can actually speak to some of those topics. I want to come up more frequently and answer some of these questions and share some tips that will help you to grow in the field and also succeed in the field. All right, so thank you so much for joining today's live streaming. I'm coming back on Wednesday, and see you then. Bye.